before everything went wrong, before doctors, before fear, before silence. I was just her mom. I was the voice that woke her up for school, the hands that braided her hair, the one yelling from the kitchen that breakfast was getting cold. I didn't think about legacy or gratitude or what it would feel like to be alone. I just did what moms do. I remember the apartment we lived in, small, old carpet, windows that rattled when trucks passed by. She used to sit at the kitchen table, feet swinging, homework spread everywhere. She would look up and say, "Mom, watch this." And I always watched. I worked long hours, sometimes 2 jobs, sometimes nights. I learned how to be tired and smiling at the same time. I learned how to stretch groceries, how to turn leftovers into something new, how to make holidays feel special even when money was tight. I didn't complain. She didn't know how close I came to giving up sometimes. Kids aren't supposed to know that. When she got sick as a child, I slept on the floor next to her bed. I counted her breaths. I stayed awake even when my eyes burned. I told her, "Mom is right here." And I meant it. When she cried over her first heartbreak, I didn't rush her. I let her cry, let her talk, let her be angry. I told her, "Heartbreak doesn't kill you, it teaches you." She rolled her eyes at that. Teenagers always think moms are dramatic. When she graduated, I sat in the crowd, holding my breath, clapping harder than anyone else. I cried, not because I was sad, because I had done it. I had raised her, by myself, against the odds. People tell single moms, "You're strong." What they don't tell you is how lonely strong can be. But she was my reward. She used to call me her best friend. She meant it back then. When she moved out, I helped carry boxes down the stairs. My arms hurt. My chest felt tight. But I smiled, because that's what moms do. I hugged her at the door, held on a second longer. She laughed and said, "Mom, you're crushing me." I said, "I just want to remember this." I didn't know it would matter so much later. After she left, the apartment felt quieter. The silence wasn't peaceful, it was loud. I started leaving the TV on, just for noise. She called less after that, but she still called. She still needed advice, still needed reassurance. I still felt useful. I didn't see the change coming. It wasn't sudden, it was slow. Calls turned into texts, texts turned into short replies. I told myself, this is normal. She is building her life. I didn't want to be the mom who guilt trips. I wanted to be supportive, understanding, easy. So I swallowed the ache. When my body first started feeling wrong, I didn't say anything. I told myself I was just getting older. I told myself to push through. Single moms don't get sick days. But some mornings I woke up already exhausted, like sleep didn't count anymore. My joints hurt. My head felt heavy. Still, I went to work. Still, I smiled. I didn't want to worry her. I didn't want to become a problem. I didn't know how much that fear would cost me. One night, I sat alone at the kitchen table, the same one she used to do homework at. I realized I couldn't remember the last time she called just to talk. Not to ask for something, not to complain, just to talk. That hurt more than I expected. I told myself, tomorrow I will call her. Tomorrow I will tell her I'm not feeling great. Tomorrow. But life doesn't wait for tomorrow, and neither does illness. The morning everything changed, I woke up and couldn't move. My body felt foreign, heavy, uncooperative. I sat on the edge of the bed, trying to breathe through panic. I reached for my phone. Her name sat there, saved, familiar. I hesitated. I didn't want to scare her. I didn't know that hesitation would become one of my biggest regrets. because from that moment on, everything began to shift. And the woman I had been my whole life, the strong one, the reliable one, was about to disappear. Not because I chose to, but because sickness doesn't ask permission, and neither does distance. The space between us did not appear overnight. It stretched slowly, like a crack in a wall, easy to ignore until it isn't. I still called her, still checked in, still asked how work was going. Her answers were polite, but thin. She sounded busy even when she wasn't. I learned to hear the difference. She used words like later, soon, another time. I started saving things to tell her, little stories, funny moments. Then I stopped because the moment never felt right. She didn't ask about my day anymore. She didn't notice when my voice sounded tired. I told myself she would notice eventually. That's what mothers do. We wait. When she got a promotion, I celebrated alone. I bought a cupcake, lit a candle, told the empty room how proud I was. I texted her a photo. She replied hours later, "Thanks, Mom." Just that. No call, no excitement. I felt silly for crying over a cupcake. But it wasn't about the cupcake. It was about being included. I started noticing how careful she was around me, like she was afraid of opening something. When I mentioned being tired, she changed the subject. When I joked about my knees hurting, she laughed quickly and moved on. She didn't want to hear about weakness. I recognized that fear. I had lived with it my whole life. Being the strong one teaches you that people get comfortable, and when you stop being strong, they don't know what to do. I didn't push. I didn't complain. I didn't say, "I need you," because I didn't want to trap her. One night, she called late. Her voice was tight. She said she was overwhelmed, that everything felt heavy. I listened. I reassured. I reminded her she wasn't alone. She calmed down. Before hanging up, she said, "Thanks, Mom. I don't know what I'd do without you." Those words stayed with me. I didn't know that would be one of the last times she said something like that. After that call, she pulled back even more, as if leaning on me scared her. She started missing calls, ignoring messages. I gave excuses for her, to friends, to myself. She is busy. She is tired. She will call soon. I started getting sick around then. Not the kind of sick you can sleep off, the kind that lingers. Some mornings I woke up already exhausted, like sleep didn't count anymore. My legs felt heavy. My hands shook when I poured coffee. Still, I went to work. Still, I smiled. I didn't want to worry her. I didn't want to become a problem. I didn't know how much that fear would cost me. One night, I sat alone at the kitchen table, the same one she used to do homework at. I realized I couldn't remember the last time she called just to talk, not to ask for something, not to complain, just to talk. That hurt more than I expected. I told myself, tomorrow I will call her. Tomorrow I will tell her I'm not feeling great. Tomorrow. But life doesn't wait for tomorrow, and neither does illness. The morning everything changed, I woke up and couldn't move. My body felt foreign, heavy, uncooperative. I sat on the edge of the bed, trying to breathe through panic. I reached for my phone. Her name sat there, saved, familiar. I hesitated. I didn't want to scare her. I didn't know that hesitation would become one of my biggest regrets. Because from that moment on, everything began to shift. And the woman I had been my whole life, the strong one, the reliable one, was about to disappear. Not because I chose to, But because sickness doesn't ask permission, and neither does distance, the space between us did not appear overnight. It stretched slowly, like a crack in a wall, easy to ignore until it isn't. I still called her, still checked in, still asked how work was going. Her answers were polite, but thin. She sounded busy even when she wasn't. I learned to hear the difference. She used words like later, soon, another time. I started saving things to tell her, little stories, funny moments. Then I stopped because the moment never felt right. She didn't ask about my day anymore. She didn't notice when my voice sounded tired. I told myself she would notice eventually. That's what mothers do. I went to work anyway. I smiled at people, answered emails, pretended my body wasn't betraying me. By the time I got home, I collapsed onto the couch. The silence waited for me. I checked my phone. No new messages. I thought about calling her. Then I pictured her face, that tight smile, that distracted tone, and I didn't. The first doctor visit felt unreal. White walls, bright lights, a clipboard full of questions. How long have you felt this way? I didn't know how to answer. Mothers aren't taught to track their pain. We are taught to ignore it. Tests followed. Blood work, scans, waiting. Waiting was the worst part. I wanted to tell her. I wanted to say I was scared. But every time I thought about her voice, I felt smaller. I didn't want to be something she avoided. The diagnosis came on a Tuesday. The doctor spoke gently, too gently. Chronic, long-term, manageable, but serious. Words that don't sound heavy until they land in your chest. I nodded like I understood. I walked out alone. I sat in my car, hands gripping the steering wheel, and for the first time, I cried without holding back. That was the moment I needed my daughter, not as a caretaker, not as a solution, just as my child. I called her, straight to voicemail. I tried again, voicemail. I left a message, short, careful. Hey, sweetheart, I got some health news. Nothing urgent, just wanted to hear your voice. I hated how small I sounded. Hours passed, no response. I told myself she was busy. That night, I couldn't sleep. My body hurt, my mind raced. I stared at the ceiling, listening to my own breathing. I checked my phone again. Nothing. The next day, I texted, "Hey, just checking in." The message didn't say delivered. I assumed it was a glitch. I tried again later. Same thing. My stomach dropped. I deleted the text, typed again. Still nothing. I told myself not to panic. Phones mess up sometimes, but something inside me already knew. Days passed. My body weakened. My world shrank. Getting dressed felt like a victory. I stopped going out, stopped pretending. I tried calling her every few days, always voicemail. I left fewer messages, then none, because leaving messages felt like begging. One afternoon, I sat on the floor, back against the couch. I couldn't stand long enough to cook. I realized I hadn't spoken to my daughter in weeks. Not a fight, not an argument, just disappearance. I typed her number slowly, carefully. I thought maybe I had it wrong. The call didn't connect. I tried again. Then a message appeared. The number you have dialed is no longer in service. I stared at the screen, read it again, and again. My chest tightened. I whispered, "No." She didn't lose her phone. She didn't forget to pay a bill. She changed her number on purpose. The realization settled slowly, like something sinking deep. She had chosen a world where I could not reach her. I felt embarrassed for all the times I defended her, for all the excuses I made, for believing love would always pull us back together. I wondered what version of me she was running from. The weak one, the sick one, the one who needed something. That night, I lay in bed shaking, not from pain, from grief. I wasn't just losing my health, I was losing my place in her life, and there was nothing I could do to stop it. I didn't know then that the truth would come from someone else, and hearing it would hurt even more than the silence. The truth did not come from her. It came from a name I had not seen in years, her old friend, the one who used to sleep over, the one who knew where we kept the extra blankets. My phone buzzed while I was sitting in a clinic waiting room. Plastic chairs, cold air, a television playing something cheerful that felt cruel. The message said, "Hey, I heard you're not doing great." My hand started shaking. I asked how she knew. There was a long pause. Then she replied, "Your daughter mentioned it." My heart jumped. For a second, just a second, I felt hope. I typed, "She did?" Another pause, longer this time. Then the truth arrived. She said, "Your daughter has been struggling. She said seeing you sick was too much for her. She said she felt overwhelmed." I stared at the screen. The words felt heavy. I asked, "Did I do something wrong?" That question came from a place deeper than pride. It came from fear. The reply came carefully. She said, "Your daughter feels like she already gave a lot growing up." That sentence broke something in me. Already gave a lot, as if love was a transaction, as if being my child was a bill she had paid. I remembered every night I stayed awake, every sacrifice, every dream I put aside. I never called it giving. I called it loving. I typed, "I never asked her to give anything." The reply was short, just 2 words. "I know." That hurt the most because it meant she understood and still accepted it. Then came the part I had not said out loud yet. I asked, "Did she change her number?" The response came almost immediately. Yes, she did it so she wouldn't feel tempted to answer, so she wouldn't feel guilty, so she could move on. I closed my eyes. The waiting room disappeared. All I could see was her as a child, holding my hand too tight, afraid of letting go. Now she had let go completely. I didn't cry there. I couldn't. The tears came later, in the car, with my forehead against the steering wheel. I whispered, "What did I do wrong?" The answer came slowly. Nothing. I realized something painful. She wasn't running from me. She was running from fear, from watching someone strong become vulnerable, from the possibility of loss. But understanding it did not make it hurt less. Days passed, then weeks. I stopped trying to reach her, not out of anger, out of dignity. I focused on learning my new limits, how far I could walk, how long I could stand, how much rest I needed. I learned how small a life can become and how quiet. Then, one afternoon, there was a knock on my door, soft, uncertain. I almost didn't answer. When I opened it, there she was, standing on the threshold, thinner, tired, eyes full of something close to shame. She said my name, not Mom, just my name. I stepped aside. She walked in like a stranger. She sat on the couch on the edge, hands clasped. She said, "I didn't know where else to go." Life had hit her back. The relationship ended, the job fell apart. The place she lived no longer felt safe. She talked. I listened. When she finally stopped, she looked at me and said, "I couldn't handle seeing you sick. I couldn't be strong enough for both of us." The room went quiet. I told her, "You never had to be strong." She looked down. I said, "You just had to stay." Tears fell fast. She asked, "Are you mad?" I thought about it. Anger would have been easier. I said, I was hurt. That landed heavier than anger ever could. She asked if she could call me again. I told her my number never changed. After she left, I sat alone, but something had shifted. The silence was no longer unanswered, and the final chapter had not yet been written. Healing did not arrive with apologies. It did not come wrapped in promises. It came quietly, without asking permission. After she left that day, the house felt different. Not full, not empty, just honest. I didn't rush to call her. I didn't send a follow-up text. For the first time, I chose myself. That was new. Days passed. My body still hurt, some mornings worse than others, but something inside me felt steadier. I stopped blaming myself. I stopped replaying every memory looking for mistakes. I realized something important. Love does not fail because someone leaves. It fails when we erase ourselves to keep them. One afternoon, my phone rang. Unknown number. I stared at it. Then I answered. It was her. Her voice sounded different, softer, less guarded. She said, "I didn't know if you would answer." I said, "I always answer." That was the truth. We talked about small things, the weather, her job search, my doctors. Nothing heavy, but everything mattered. She didn't apologize again. She didn't explain. She didn't need to. What mattered was that she stayed on the line. Minutes passed. Then she said, "I was scared of losing you." I said, "I was scared too." We sat quietly. No fixing, no rescuing, just presence. That was when I understood. Healing does not mean going back. It means moving forward differently. I accepted that she may never be who I need her to be, and she accepted that I am not just strong, I am human. My sickness did not make me weak. It revealed the truth about her, about me. I stopped chasing closeness. I let it grow naturally. Some days we talk, some days we do not, and that is okay. I no longer measure my worth by who stays. I measure it by how I show up for myself. If you are listening to this and someone you love disappeared when you needed them most, hear this. Their absence does not define your value. Sometimes people leave because they are afraid, not because you are unlovable. And sometimes the hardest lesson is learning that staying is a skill, one they may not have learned yet. Healing does not mean forgetting. It means choosing peace over punishment. And if they come back, you get to decide how close they stand, because love should never require you to disappear, and neither should survival.